Fuck, nigga. With the word, with the move. Nigga, can you hear me? Yo. We supposed to go gym, nigga. Yeah, I know, but you didn't say anything at 5, and I was like, oh, I saw your location. You're still at your family. Later tonight? Like, what time later tonight? I'll pick you up. Like 9:30? 10? I think so. 10:30 till what? I'm with it. Alright, peace. Alright, what's up, guys? Today I'm basically going over a whole back testing session. Yo. Traigo mando de trying to get every nigga in here, bro. I swear to God, I should have announced this way more. Hold on. Traigo mando de Alright, fuck it. I might as well just commentate. I'm gonna record this just cause I might as well make a fucking YouTube video out of this shit. It's hella late for all these other niggas, bro. It's almost 9 o'clock. Alright, let's fucking just watch what we got going on, bro, cause fuck. Alright. Yeah, no, fuck, but I fuck with it. Yeah, bro, it looks like you joined since May 4th. Because a bunch of the people that I already taught, they're like, they're goated. They don't need these classes like that no more, you know? Alright, let's kind of just break this bitch down. As of right now, I don't really see jack shit. Just a hard sell off. These lows here, this high here, protected high here. These lows here, all draws and liquidity. Hourly. Just another low being inserted. Just market moving up like this. This. Just more loads being inserted, more liquidity being generated. So I'm pretty sure after we have that, we want to insert one more. Come down, so if this low took this liquidity, came up, saw that this. See how this one holds. We got 3 draws on liquidity here. All these sides need to get hit. Alright, so basically what I try looking for is again just the reason why we're gonna move the way we're gonna move, right? So that's the first like question that goes into my mind, like what's happening right now that's making us move like that. As of right now, it's just a sell-off, I'm pretty sure, because of news. But where does price want to head towards to? As of right now, we're just playing within a range, so there's really nothing to really go off of, right? This is where you kind of have to just wait, be patient, and just wait for more context. Cause like, bro, this nigga just fucking a pussy ass nigga. All right, but you need more context to basically show up, more context to show, basically kind of more shit to kind of develop for, again, to get a proper analysis. Because again, if you have no context and you're just taking random trades, then you're just fucking gambling, right? But yeah, we will just wait for more context to develop, because at this point we're just sitting within a range, haven't taken no high or low. We're just kind of, yeah, we entered this high or low. So what I could potentially think we might do is probably draw back to the equilibrium. So by that, we have a big ass fair value gap. So we might draw down into like having this here. We might draw inside to like this area, because again, that's the discount to like this whole move to the downside, right? If we could come above here, then yeah, we could see like a potential turnaround. What do we see as of right now? Nothing too much. Again, like it's just lows being swept, new low being inserted. Liquidity sweep. What could we mark this as? Like a change in a state. That would be like your change in a state here. Yeah, we're just getting not too many context, right? But with this like already just kind of forming, we could only really think that we're gonna retrace into equilibrium.
Order filled.
Nice, bro. You're unmuted, by the way. But yeah, as of right now, we're having like kind of like this little setup, kind of build up. Right? Would this be an A plus trade? I'm gonna sell that's it. Nice. Would this be an A plus trade? As of right now, we're just kind of looking. This could be a trade just to all the way to the equilibrium. We could actually kind of analyze it. I will kind of want to wait right here when we first had our pullback. I would have entered in here, like this little pullback before that candle formed. So right here, this candle right here would have activated our CISD, and then when this candle was kind of forming, we kind of pulled back a little bit down. So I will want to enter in there, targeting basically the equilibrium. And then stop loss probably somewhere underneath here. Or not probably, like definitely underneath the fair value gaps. And we can see how this could play out. Yeah. Didn't even hit our take profit though. But again, we're only going off based like what we have here. Like you guys have to like understand, like not every single model you're gonna take is gonna instantly go. Like this right here was not gonna be the reversal to the upside. This right here was just gonna be the pullback, right? You have to, for you to actually find like a full reversal and like a full like actual move to the upside, you're gonna wanna actually wait for bigger time frame fair value gaps to get filled and a lot of higher time frame support to basically be developed, right? We're not gonna have a huge ass move just because we have a 5-minute. Obviously right here we had a good run up, right? But again, we just caught this like mini run up because this could be the potential sell-off area, because this is approaching our discount area, right? We're still kind of in the premium. We could basically still see that move up, right? But what's as of right now holding this structure or holding our trade, right? We could move our stops to break even, right? But as of right now, do we have any fair value gaps holding us above? As of right now, we only have this 10-minute right here, so we could kind of use that for our support. If we could use our fib retracement from this low to this high right here, we could see that the fair value gap right here, we really want, yeah, I'm recording it. The fair value gap you really want to see hold would be this one right here. Oh fuck, shit. So, bad because I'm at work, nice. But as of right now, well, yeah, we're just looking to take the move to this discount, right? Because again, we want to see the move higher. We want higher time frame fair value gaps to get inverse. We don't want no little ass shit right here to obviously cause this whole move up here. We're only trying to cause this move here. So then we could try seeing from what this actually played out. From here, we actually started seeing, well, the only type of rejection we're seeing is, again, our discount area, right? Which is, again, price moves there's 3 reasons why price moves. 1, liquidity. 2, we're retracing into fair value gaps, or again, inverse fair value gaps, right? And 3, the equilibrium, right? When you understand that price moves 3 ways, right? It's gonna simplify trading like much more, right? Again, everything else like confluence is like change in the state. Market structure shifts, what else? SMTs, order blocks, all that shit. That's just adding to why we're gonna move the way we're gonna move, right? This right here, we're only moving the way we're gonna move because we had this little tiny 5-minute setup form, right? Obviously, as of right now, we're having now more bullish confluences, more bullish support basically holding, right? We're only targeting the equilibrium because again, if we zoom out, price literally just sold off. We're seeing that this high is kind of like what's keeping us underneath. These 2 highs are keeping us underneath, right? We haven't really had like a good low being swept, right? We had this low here that got swept, right? But would my bias change? Like, would we target these highs up here just because we probably swept this low here? Because maybe, again, if price came back down to like right here, right, and took this low and inserted the new low, then yeah, that's when I could have been like, all right, then we might potentially take this whole thing to the upside, right? Because why? We took a higher time frame low, right? And higher time frame lows, then you're gonna start seeing the bigger move, right? Took a higher time frame low, we inserted a newer low, right? And now we're most likely gonna be retracing to highs. What would I want to see to, again, prove my thesis or whatever? Bro, I hate sounding fucking smart. What would I want to use to basically show my work and be like, go like, all right, we're definitely gonna see the move to the upside? fair value gaps on the higher time frame. So maybe this could have been laid out with like maybe a higher time frame hourly fair value gap in here, and probably like an SMT as well. Then that would also again add to my context that we're gonna hit these highs here, hit that high here, right? And then potentially when we're actually moving up to the upside here, we could inverse the hourly here, inverse the hourly, and then continue higher. But as of right now, well, yeah, this trade is only looking like we might just reject, right? Or just have this massive pull up here. And if we could, again, just do this shit, then we're going to continue lower. This, potentially sweeping out that low that we wanted to get swept out first, right? So again, this is just back testing. I have not played this day yet at all. I'm just kind of going off with like what I'm seeing here. I could be completely wrong. Price again could move how it wants. Again, this is just what I want to play out. Like this is what I'm looking for, and what I'm looking for, I'm gonna find it, right? I'm gonna find the reason why we're gonna move to that side, right? So again, price hunts liquidity. Was it hunting right now? Well, right now it could be hunting here or the equilibrium, which we already hit the equilibrium. Here we can see the rejection back lower. Alright, there was no sell-off. I thought there was, but from here we could just kind of like see what could happen the next day. Yeah, this high is still basically keeping us underneath, so we're basically still gonna continue bearish. But let's actually kind of like wait for London session and Asian session just finished. Let's wait for London to finish. Alright, 6:30. There we go. Alright, from here, now we're gonna mark our new draws and liquidity, right, on both ES and NQ. These both the same time frame? The fuck? Yeah, these highs that were inserted during the pre-market, they both got taken. You can see this high right here got taken, but which high is that? So as of right now, we're having like some sort of discorrelation or just an SMT right here, where price actually ends up sweeping this high. Let me fucking that high there. Kind of view a little bit more. We took these highs up here, took these highs here, took these highs here. Now let's just mark out our new lows. Remember, all these lows here are just liquidity being generated, right? So just, or not liquidity being generated. That sounds hella stupid. Well, that is what it is, right? But what I'm saying is like all these lows here, they're just kind of like new points of the map that we are eventually gonna want to hit, right? So lows just being generated because eventually we're gonna want to hunt that, right? We're gonna obviously try looking for the reason why we're gonna hunt these, right? But right now we're looking at bullish momentum. We could try looking for like, now since there's more structure within here, right? We just didn't like sell off like how we did here. We have more structure here. We could actually try looking for higher time frame like reasons why we might move the way we're gonna move, and actually choose a direction where we're gonna want to go, right? So let's just actually go on like the 1 hour. Oh yeah, during like the 1 hour we inverse like this whole 1 hour thing right here. Our change in the state on the higher time frame would have basically been somewhere right here. So now we're getting, well, now price is pushing up higher, right? Obviously now we kind of, fuck, I switched it over to the hourly. We saw that this price actually moved up higher. So but now we're starting to actually understand that, okay, we inverse a higher time frame fair value gap, right? Now we can start looking at reasons to play the upside now. So we got inverse fair value gap here. We got all of these ones right here too. These bearish ones that got inversed as well. But we have all this area to potentially look for calls, right? And this area, what's underneath this area? Again, there's liquidity right here. So what we could have done now was actually look for one of these draws of liquidity being hit. So right here we could have came back down, swept this, saw support to go higher, right? Again, still holding above our hourly higher time frame, right? We could have came down here, swept this, continue higher. We could have came back down, swept this to continue higher, right? Again, looking for one of these or looking for a price to hunt one of these lows, just take a quick little like sweep and then continue higher. My bad. But now that we have all that kind of like there, let's actually kind of like look in the 5-minute to see what actually was the setup, right? So as of right now, we're just inside stacked fair value gaps, really nothing to really get into, right? Unless we see that we have this bullish fair value gap that was here. We see that this, I think I remember taking this shit too, I ain't gonna lie. Hold up, let me actually go to my alerts. Or should I just fucking, nah. I remember like price came up to here and then it went to like the only fair value gap, which was here, and then from here it went up to here. I'm pretty sure it sold off a little bit lower, but it gave us entry for the upside. I look want to look for that. Hold up. So then I could just use that as like, when was this? February 13th? Bro, y'all leaving makes me pissed. During February 13th. Let's go back to that day. See what I alerted that day. Let me check real quick. Bro, I kid you not, my trading really hasn't changed. Like, well, not that it hasn't changed. Obviously it improved, right? But what I'm saying is like, you don't really need to keep learning new models, new shit. If what works for you works, right? Because I just went back to these alerts. Literally what I took here. What I took here, where was it? What I took here was literally what I took on this day. Am I able to screenshot? Windows shift. Yeah. Bro, why y'all niggas leaving, bro? Fuck. Like, if you're gonna fucking leave, just fucking don't even join the fucking call at all. But let me just show y'all. Like, this was what I was just backtesting, right? Literally the same fucking shit that I fucking like backtested here. I don't even fucking know. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I just put select the first bar date on the 1 minute, right? And this is where it draw me to. And then I just took this trade, right? Same thing here. Inverse of fair value gap, market structure shift. We came back up, came back down, retested. So I actually entered on the retest here, took it here, and then went to the upside, right? What did I do on this day where we had this push up here? Same shit. Came up here, we broke this high, came back down, tested this fair value gap, respected, and then we came back down again, and then yeah, we just went up higher. Damn, 70% is crazy. But I mean, yeah, it just kind of goes to show that, well, I'm not sure if I alerted anything else, but we could see if price ended up shorting here. Because here, yeah, that was the only one and done trade I did, but I don't think I analyzed anything else. So we could see if we could try catching any shorts and then find the setup for shorts, right? Obviously, there's no reason for me to go shorts as of right now because, bro, market is trending up, right? Where we're gonna probably hunt towards the next liquidity up here, right? Which is buy side, right? What does price like doing? Hunting liquidity before we even make the move lower, right? Whether it's just coming up, taking this high, and then just catching the pullback down here to continue higher, right? Obviously, price isn't going to continue extending up forever because that's why we have what? We have our fib retracement, which is going to literally tell us where we're going to retrace to or where is the most mathematical area where we're going to retrace, which again is our golden area, right? Our golden zone. We could sweep this high here and then just come back down and draw to here and then continue higher. Obviously, that's if we sweep this high, right? Because again, we're just moving with highs, retracing into equilibrium, and moving with fair value gaps. We have to have a reason why price is gonna move the way it's at, right? When you start thinking like the way, well, yeah, when you start thinking the way I'm kind of like thinking right now, not kind of bashing on anybody else that like, all right, like you're probably like thinking like ass, but what I'm trying to say is like, what market forms like a change in a state? Or what market forms a market structure shift? Where are we going to go once we form that, right? If we have nowhere to go once we form that, chances are that market structure shift or CISD is invalid. Like there's no reason why you should have a market structure shift like here, right? Have it validated and then not have an area where we're potentially going to go to, right? So let's say here we're trying to like look for potential shorts, right? Let's kind of go back to here. We have this big ass bearish fair value gap here, which is like, let's kind of mark this out real quick. We probably do have like some sort of like CISD somewhere here too, so we could actually, or not CISD, SMT. Because having an SMT will basically help us a lot in trying to identify like a proper like way to the downside, which as of right now we don't really have any. So, but we're now starting to see basically things starting to line up, right? We have that series of candles here where if we get a candle close, that'll activate our change in the state. We have this fair value gap here where if we inverse, that'll be our first fair value gap to basically inverse. But where are we going to target? We're going to target, again, draws on liquidity. We have this little tiny low right here, right, that we could potentially target. We have this fair value gap right here that is, well, I'm pretty sure most likely our discount fair value gap. No, it's not. Our discount fair value gap, there's none. Probably, we actually might extend higher, I ain't gonna lie. But as of right now, we're looking at areas of, or reasons why we're gonna potentially move lower. Now we're starting to plan shit out, right? Start planning your shit out and not be hella retarded. Like, you can't be fucking retarded in these fucking markets, otherwise you're gonna get fucked, right? Like, again, don't take a fair value gap, or don't take an inverse fair value gap and then instantly take shorts just because it did. You have to wait for displacement. What is your displacement? The CISD or the market structure shift, right? There's no really difference between the CISD and the market structure shift. The difference between the CISD and a market structure shift is the CISD is just the body close of these candles, and the market structure shift is just like the wick of the, like that. So if we get a candle close under here, that'll break the whole trend. If we get a CISD, that's just gonna change like the little, it's gonna be like your mini market structure shift. CISD is just like the little part right there, which again, it's a mini, like a smaller, how do I say it? Market structure shifts are more effective. CISD are effective, but market structure shifts are more effective. Again, you want to break the trend and you want to start getting bullish flow, or bullish, yeah, basically bullish order flow inverse, right? So let's just kind of be patient here and let's kind of see what happens. There we go. We start having our CISD. We have that fair value gap that just got inversed and we came back down, tapped what? Our equilibrium. I'm assuming that's our equilibrium now, because we did drop a little bit higher. Let's actually kind of come back down to here, to up here. That's not our equilibrium. Now we just came back down, had this sell off to hit this fair value gap. So again, what am I thinking of as of right now? This model right here, like this whole like, what's the one fucking shit that people use? I'm pretty sure it's the measurement tool, like this. Like this whole like model here, this inverse fair value gap now. The CISD, the fucking market structure shift, right? This whole model here, was it the model to potentially go lower and have that huge sell-off? No. Was this the model to just have this mini tiny pullback to hit this right here, right? What I mean by model, like don't get confused. Model and setup means the same thing. It's just model is just like one syllable, right? So when I say model, it just means setup, right? But yeah, seeing this setup here, is this the setup that we're gonna potentially see to continue lower? No, because again, what do you want to see? Higher time frame fair value gaps getting inversed. What could be our higher time frame fair value gap to get inversed? It will be an hourly, or we could see like a 10 or a 15, giving us a clear direction, which we actually do kind of get one right here. But again, to break the how do I say it? The trend on the 10-minute is its own trend, right? And the trend on the 5-minute, again, it's its own trend, right? We could see here that there is no CISD here. The CISD for this model would be, well, hold on. Let me just give you guys a representation of how this would kind of look like. Where the fuck is my arrow? Right, so we see this is like a 10-minute uptrend, right? Come back down, come back up, came back down. We could potentially come back up, right? But where is our CISD here? Me personally, I wouldn't see no CISD. There's no CISD here. But there is like a clear CISD where it's a higher time frame market structure, not higher time frame market structure, but like a higher time frame like series of candles, right? So this will be a higher time frame to go lower. There's really no kind of like area or like thing where it's saying, all right, bro, we might go lower, right? But we could start looking at things that could potentially keep us low and what could keep us underneath and look for possible, well, rejections. Alright, so as of right now, your entry for this, look, when you have your CISD, right, like let me get rid of this fair value gap, right? When you have your change in a state here, what did we form when we created this change in a state? A bearish fair value gap, right? Where did price retrace to? We retraced to that bearish fair value gap and that change in a state, right? And what validated us to go even lower? This bullish fair value gap to inverse, right? Inversed, right? And then we just came back down to this fair value gap. Did we sweep any lows? No, not really. So we could actually see a potential to go lower, right? But for a reason to actually go higher would be if this recent bearish fair value gap that formed actually gets inverse. So again, you will not really have like that A plus setup, just because once you got that first inverse of this fair value gap here, right? Like you got your CISD, you got that fair value gap basically retested and then came back down, right? But you never really had that first bullish confluence basically validated, right? You kind of had to wait, and for you waiting, you kind of missed out on like this whole like little tiny sell-off, right? But again, what is really like a setup if you don't really wait and actually wait for like the proper move? There's really nothing as of right now. Here we actually came down to this, right? But where did price retrace to? Again, for this model, it retraced to, again, here. And again, same thing as I just said. Now we actually swept this low here. Where did price retrace to? Again, the discount. And what is our discount? The 0.5, 0.618, right? This is the golden zone, right? So you could have had balls and took in this here, right? But like me personally, like bro, that shit would have been kind of risky. I would have not wanted to take that, right? I could honestly give like a reason or kind of like an idea of where market's gonna go. I could give that shit, right? Like right here, I gave that idea that we're gonna push lower, right? And I could say all that, but what is keeping us underneath? All these confluences are keeping us underneath, right? And as long as we stay under here, then we're gonna possibly see a rejection and probably see price fall down a little bit more, right? When we had our first sell-off, did we hit any liquidity? No. Or we kind of did, but we didn't hit like that one liquidity where it's like, all right, this is gonna be the liquidity where we're gonna see that push up higher, right? We just hit a bullish fair value gap, right? Anybody could have done that shit. But we came back up to retest again this whole setup here, just this setup here, right? And then once we did that retest, well, we didn't really have no like actual like entry, or in my opinion no entry as of now, unless it would have been again the same entry where price first kind of did here. Or again, I would have taken this if we didn't have like all this consolidation back up. If price was basically something like this, where we just had that volume just already there, where we instantly inversed here and then came back up to retest, this would have been a better trade for me and a more confident trade to actually enter in to, again, target what? The equilibrium or the golden zone, right? And then from here, you're going to want to target, or not target, but if you respect this level, then, or if you just respect this area and you're still trying to hold your shorts, you're just going to want to see, well, more volume pushed down. But what do we see here? We just draw into the equilibrium and then push up higher. We're going to push up higher to the next high here. And then we just, yeah, pump. But y'all see how kind of like all that shit works? We could now just try looking for shorts now. Because again, we're kind of overextended, right? This is, again, I'm just pulling shit out of my ass right now. Like, well, I'm not pulling shit, like, in a live market, this is what I'm thinking of right now, right? Like, this is what I'm thinking of in a live market, right? But, like, this shit was what, like, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, this was 6 months ago, so I don't remember jack shit. Like, bro, I've seen so many setups already, bro. Like, none of this shit I would have remembered, right? But now, this does look familiar to what we just had, like, what, like, a week ago? Are you teaching? Thanks, bro. I'm gonna upload it too. I'm not sure if I said some, like, shit that will cancel me, but I don't give a fuck, nigga. Fuck that shit. But now let's actually, well, as of right now, we kind of like won like 2 trades. We won like this trade up to the upside, and then what else did we win? We won, well, this kind of like little tiny trade here to the upside. And what else did we win? Or not really win, but what else did we have? Well, we had like our accurate prediction, right? Or just like accurate movement. I mean, not movement. Accurate kind of like, well, yeah, accurate prediction, we could say. Like, if market respects this, we go lower type shit. Or if this happens, well, yeah, we go low. Bro, I can't just repeat myself over and over, bro. Yeah, just watch the fucking video. My bad. Alright, but now let's just wait for, well, yeah, at this point, we're just overextended. I will want to see price to insert that higher time frame low, right? What is the higher time frame low? Basically, these huge sell-offs. Let's just wait for fucking Chinese session and that fucking London session. You got your meeting at 10? Meeting with who? Like job interview? Oh shit, I'm starting to see some sell-off movement. We could actually start seeing our sell-off in the pre-market. Unless you got your meeting with like one of my team members. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they got. Your people, the meeting you sent me on Insta. Oh shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. 9 times out of 10. Nah, yeah, you for sure talking to one of my team members. Cause I'm not. It's like that LaMelo Ball shit. Like, I'm not even answering my own DMs, gang. Like, bro, you're talking to somebody else, bro. But it's me. It's like my account. Like, I have like full control of it, right? But it's somebody like texting messages for me while I go like hang out with like my family, go do something, right? Pull out videos, pull out more like things like this, right? Like you say you have a meeting at 10. With one of them, I could at 10 I could just be back testing with you guys, like doing this shit instead of like dealing with people. But right here we actually kind of inserted this low here. But what I kind of want to see is, I don't know. I just don't know what to see here. We're just gonna have to wait for market to open in New York. I took how long I've been sitting all day. Good shit, bro. Alright, now let's actually look for a potential sell-off. Let's actually look for... Well, at this point... Shit, no, we already did insert that higher low. And that was this one right here. But let's just see how we react with this high here. Let's just use what we see right now. See what we react to this high here. See what we got inside here. We got a fair value up here that got ran through. Still basically uptrending. We didn't really break no lows, but we did inverse this fair value up here. Yeah, low-key don't like playing within a range like this though, but seeing that we inverse this fair value up here, we could start going the 30-minute or something to spot what we could do to go higher, right? So now we're looking at the 30-minute. We're just kind of like analyzing everything now. 30-minute is telling us that up here, around here will be our change in state. This will be our series of down closed candles, where if we get a candle close above, we could see this high being taken out. But if we stay under here, then yeah, we could continue lower, right? Let's kind of look a little bit more. I don't think we could go any higher. This price did extend. We'll see right now. What did we support when we come down here? We inversed. Didn't really support anything. Oh, we did support this bullish fair value up here. If we mark our fibs from down here to up here, nah, still didn't even hit discount, so we'll just see how price holds up within these fair value ups and actually try getting more context out of like what we see here, because as of right now we don't really have any context, nothing, right? Let's kind of see how. Wait, actually let me check my messages real quick, because I got Huz waiting for me. Alright, never mind. Alright, let's kind of just analyze shit now. We see that we do have like a tiny like setup or a tiny model down here. So we could see a potential just pull back to maybe one of these inverse fair value gaps and then pull down lower. We're gonna use this high as the high that's keeping us underneath. Why this high? Because this is the previous lower high that was inserted. So when we came down, we came up, insert this lower high. So we're gonna use that high as basically displacement. If we displace above, like if we come up above, like this is the plan, right? If we come up above and come back down, test it, and continue higher, then we're most likely gonna draw to this high and probably wait for this to get swept, right? I'm still gonna be a little bit bearish for the day just because we're underneath this inverse fair value gap, right? But let's just see how this kind of plays out. And why do I think that? Is just because we're still downtrending, right? We're still, or not downtrending, but we're starting to see this kind of like downtrend type movement, right? This inverse fair value gap is keeping us underneath. Obviously we do have like some sort of turnaround that could take us above to these highs, But again, we're just playing with what's keeping us underneath as of right now. Alright, so far we came up. And now, did we insert any fair value gaps? No, we just kind of chopped. Let's go on a 10 minutes to see if we get any clear direction. Right now, no. Let's actually go to NQ to see if we have anything like any SMTs, any some sort of like something, or if we could find something, just something that's like gonna help us, give us a better understanding of market. Any 5-minute fair value gaps. There we go. We start seeing NQ starting to become a more displaced pair. We swept this high here. Liquidity sweep. We could get this change in the state here, then we could potentially go lower. If we don't get this change in the state, then this trade will basically be invalidated, right? But why am I going for shorts now? What am I targeting? Like, what is the reason why I'm gonna go short, right? Like, I'm not having this set up for no reason. I'm shorting because there's all these lows that we generated when we came up to the upside, right? And that's why I'm gonna short. If there's nowhere to short, if there's nowhere where price needs to go, then don't short, don't take it, right? But this is starting to look like a little bit cleaner. CISD didn't really activate, right? Let's just kind of wait. Then that fair value got ran through, but we did now just activate the CISD. This fair value gap did get kind of, I guess, how do I say it? What's that one word called? How do I say it? Once we inverse the fair value gap, then inverse it. Like, we just kind of double inversed it. I kind of wouldn't want to use that. But I'm pretty sure on the smaller time frame there was something. Oh, yeah, now I see it. Now I see it. Now I see it. We have this bearish 3-minute fair value gap that we inversed. So now we could just kind of erase this 5-minute and we could use this 3-minute as well. Now just like our area to take shorts. And this is our 5-minute CISD. Why? Because right here we see, well, our change in the state, like, nowhere to be found. Like, where the fuck does my 5-minute change in the state go? It's in the 5-minute. But in our 3-minute change in the state, we see we did get a change in the state here. So from here we could enter in our shorts, right? And then again have our, well, we did insert this low right here. So we could enter in our shorts if we pull back. Well, we could enter in a light position now, knowing that we could enter in here. But let's just see kind of how this plays out. We're going to target these lows here. Again, price did kind of extend pretty high. So I'm thinking where I'm targeting is pretty reasonable. Let's just see how kind of this plays out. Again, I'm taking this trade on NQ. Fuck me. Alright, now let's kind of just get rid of all this bullshit, right? So we did have a retrace. We did have a sell-off. Did we hit any of our take profits? Well, this was like our main take profit, so this would have been TP1. This would be, well, I guess some people would have called this TP1, but this is, oh shit. This isn't really TP1. Or it is, but it's just kind of like close to these two lows where like if we did have that candle, it would have hit them both at the same time. You could have had that as take profit 1. But this trade really didn't play out how it was supposed to go. I'm pretty sure we did do some sort of bullshit. We could have kind of looked for that. Because when we're analyzing the markets, we're just looking at what's happening. And what happened that we didn't go any lower than what we were supposed to do? Why did our trade not go any lower? Right? Let's now kind of like analyze this and think to ourselves, why did our trade not go any lower? We had this low here that was inserted, this low here that was inserted, right? This low, however, was not taken on NQ, but this low, however, was taken on ES, right? We basically SMT'd. We SMT'd, and when we actually did have that pullback down, we actually hit an inverse of our fair value gap, right? So we did have like this little reaction to the upside, right? So right here, we would have been stopped at our break even with good risk management because we would have already been in profits, right? But now let's actually continue to look for our setup to the downside because I'm still basically bearish because again, I'm still trying to catch that shit to the downside because we're underneath an inverse fair value gap. And yeah, let's actually, I don't want to go into the higher time frame because I don't want to basically have that like, if I go on the 1 hour, then it's gonna show me a full ass 1 hour candle and it's gonna move the, I don't, what I'm trying to say is I can't move to the 1 hour now because it's gonna basically show the whole move within that 1 hour candle, and I don't want to do that because I don't want to basically be like I'm cheating. But let's kind of like now look at everything else. So what's happening as of right now, let's get rid of this inverse fair value gap here, but we know we're inside bearish momentum. We have this high here and then this high, same high that we SMT'd here, or not SMT, but we were able to take it on NQ, but on ES, no. So as of right now, this is an SMT. So our shorts could still basically be valid, right? Let's just kind of look for the setup for shorts and not take anything dumb, right? There we go. We're starting to see better movement. What do we see here? 3-minute inverse. Little change in the stay here. Bearish fair value gap here. Oops. What'd I do? We're getting stacked fair value gaps and SMT. Okay. ES has kind of already ran through a little bit too fast. Let's go on here. See what we got going on. Here we start seeing our change in a stay here. We got our fair value gaps here. Still want to see this 3 minutes to get inverse to fully be in our trade like at like 100%, like this is gonna move to that side. As of right now, we're having pretty solid movement here. We got our displacement, we got our inverse fair value gap, and now we are gonna target lows, which is here. What's holding this price above? It will be this fair value gap here, so we will want to just be careful with that fair value gap on the 3 minute because that 3 minute could actually just push us up even higher. So again, if we were trading options, we would want to take a light position here just because again, this wouldn't be a fully like position here because we have like things kind of blocking us, which would be this 3 minute here, and we want to see a retest within the inverse fair value gap to see if this setup will be valid. That's the whole point of like the retest. So let's just kind of like sell here, and then this could probably run through. Fuck me. Well, it did run through, but it didn't give us that entry, and it did SMT. I just noticed that too. But damn, that shit didn't even hit take profit. But you guys would have seen like how understanding like what's being given to me, right? I'm able to make these like quote unquote like I guess they're not predictions, they're just like I'm looking how we're displacing within the trend to actually see if we go any lower, right? So here we have this bearish fair value gap. Now what could we do? We could draw our stops back down to that bearish fair value gap, and yeah, have it at break even. So obviously if we were trading options, nigga, we would have been up like 100% already with this fucking fat ass candle. Why the fuck would you not take like at least some of your profits? Obviously it didn't hit take profit here, but nigga, be smart. If you see money there, then take that shit. Right? This is like back testing, so I don't really fucking sell any positions. I just kind of like let the shit go how it wants to go. And then here we wicked our fucking break even. Do we even go any lower? We just kind of consolidate, but we do end up going a little bit lower, hitting just that take profit. But again, what was I targeting? Just these lows here, right? These lows did end up, this one we could, I guess, count it. But why was I targeting lows? Because again, price overextended, right? Price overextended during the pre-market, right? And I wanted to target, again, the equilibrium, which we did end up hitting the equilibrium. And understanding that price does what? It moves 3 different ways, right? Or not 3 different ways. It moves for 3 reasons. We hunt liquidity, we go into fair value gaps, higher time frame, lower time frame, whatever. Or not whatever. It's literally what it's gonna do, right? And then third is the equilibrium, which again is just our retracement tool when we overextend like hella crazy, right? And then we target the golden zone, or like, yeah, the equilibrium, OTE, right? And then obviously the whole reason why we had this long ass move to the upside was because we targeted the OTE. What was supporting the OTE, or like the golden zone? Could actually look for that here. As of right now, we just really only have this inverse fair value gap here that was supporting this entire structure to the upside. Same thing here, probably on ES. Because again, you could have been bullish too. Like, it's all within like how you're like playing, right? If I'm gonna take shorts, I'm only looking for short setups. I'm not gonna play shorts and I don't see any short setups. And I'm only gonna play calls when I see buying setups. Like call setups where like I start seeing price where it could potentially launch, right? That's the only reason why I'm gonna play calls. If I see market like falling down, right, but price hasn't like did a reason to like actually move, or actually ended up inversing any higher time frame like fair value gaps or any higher time frame displacement, why am I gonna take calls? I'm gonna keep playing the downtrend until we start seeing like displacement, right, to the upside. So it's the same thing here, right? Here obviously we were uptrending here, but on the higher time frame we were basically downtrending. Or if we kind of zoom out, we're basically kind of downtrending here. Coming up, coming down, coming up, coming down. Having this pip pull back up to, for what I thought we were gonna go down. But again, if price was gonna respect this, and this would have been our higher time frame, higher low, this could just honestly move up to like that, which we could have tried looking at how that move. Alright, fuck me. Alright, so maybe we didn't get that flow to the upside as I probably thought we were going to. Maybe we might get in the pre-market. Yeah, like see price is just kind of like fuck me. There we go. We ended up taking buy side. Now we could do what? Sell off. Are we gonna sell off? Fuck, are you serious? Nigga, damn. We're getting all these movements in the fucking pre-market. That shit pisses me off, because now we can't fucking look for those setups in the actual market. Kind of look a little bit more. 6:30, market opens. Let's look at shit. Why the fuck is this shit still blue though? I'm not sure why it's still blue. Why the fuck is it blue? Damn. Oh, there we go. Market open, 6:30. Why the fuck wasn't market open here? Oh no, I think this was like... Oh yeah, market closed early this day, so I can understand why. But yeah, now we have the same shit. Huge sell-off. What can we do? Let's mark our fibs from here to here. Where does price want to go to? OTE, right? If we go in here, we are gonna expect a rejection down here, right? Oh, I'm so much on my mini. Alright, good luck, bro. We'll see what... I don't know what they tell you, bro, but yeah. But yeah, if you come above this level, see support, then you might continue higher. Again, it's what the smaller time frame confluences tell you, right? So let's just go down here. We could honestly catch that pullback to the upside. Do we have anything as of right now? Really nothing. Just a change in the state here, but this change in the state wouldn't really be valid because there's no fair value gaps being inversed. It's just a little change in the state. There we go, we got that. Do we have anything on the 3-minute at least? There we go, we're starting to see something here. We could use these two bullish 3-minute fair value gaps to kind of like stack up within each other and then just use these two. Then right here we did get tapped in. This could be like not very, but like a decent move to the upside for calls. Risk fair value gap. Risk fair value gap. Bullish fair value gap here. So this could be a good place for calls. Where am I gonna enter? Again, back inside these fair value gaps. Can I get the perfect entry? Alright, whatever, nigga. But whatever, like, inside the fair value gap, we see we wicked inside here. So let's just pretend we entered in the trade here. Longs here. Our stop loss would be underneath these fair value gaps. And if we do end up seeing price actually respecting these, we could always enter again, right? We just gotta have like a good risk management. But let's just kind of enter in like this, knowing that price is in a downtrend and knowing that we're only gonna target the OTE. Then we could just kind of take this as a scalp. Fuck me. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I still think we're still gonna move up just because, again. Damn, I was on a fucking good streak, bro. Bro, I kid you not, Lorenzo, before you joined, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was fucking predicting. But this is what happens when, like, yeah. I do take L sometimes, and right there, that would have been an L trade. But what we were still retesting are these fair value gaps that were inverse. Like, I still think we're gonna move to the upside. Just because we did just come down to here. I don't think we're gonna push lower unless we hit the OTE. Did we hit the OTE? We did. And from here we could probably expect lower. From here we could expect lower. But was I right about this trade? Yes. Am I gonna be like, holy shit, like, I took an L, but I was still right? No, I'm not gonna let my ego kind of go into it. Because, again, this is what messes up a lot of traders. And, like, just, like, especially their ego. They're like, fuck, I lost, but it still went my way. Nigga, you lost at the end of the day, bro. Like, take the L. Like, again, I could have ideas. I could like give like good ideas and good predictions of where market's gonna go, depending how we react to these confluences, right? My trade was wrong, but why? Because again, I didn't wait for price to have that like proper retrace, right? Did I lose? Yes. Why did I lose? I didn't wait for the proper retrace. This was the proper retrace right here when we came back down. Why? Because this move from here to here, this was our discount. That was our discount. Come on, bounce, bro. Meeting wasn't. Alright, bro. Take care, bro. You're good. But I was recording this, gang, so yeah. Again, this trade would have only been valid if we, I guess, had our entries right here. This nigga. Don't. I'm gonna mute you real quick, bro. Alright. But yeah, this trade was an L trade. Reason I entered light because I knew we were gonna retrace into these fair value gaps. It retraced a little bit too much where I would have kind of got stopped out and would have not wanted to add because I would have thought that we would have at least went lower. But we actually did ended up targeting the discount. But why am I targeting the discount and not all the way up to these highs here? Because this model right here, or this setup right here, is not the reason why we're going to hit these highs. This setup right here is going to be the reason why we're going to take at least, or just have a pullback, a decent move to go up, to go lower. That's why we're not going to target these highs. How am I going to know we're going to target these highs? Maybe if we have, like, again, a higher time frame fair value gap, probably like this, like right here. Something like this right here, where we have a higher time frame.
Oh, hell no, man. What the?
Lame ass nigga. Where we will have a higher time frame.
Oh, that's my joining sound, my bad.
Oh, you're good, bro. But from here, we'll have a higher time frame fair value gap, right? Fuck. I've just been yapping too much. But what would I think, or why would, or you know, I'm just gonna give you guys the answer, bro. The only reason why we're actually gonna ever even see these highs again is if we come back down to these higher time frame confluences, which again we sweep this lower or higher time frame low here, come back down to this higher time frame fair value gap, which I'm pretty sure this right here was the hourly, right? See that we're respecting it, continue higher, inverse, or have some sort of change in the state here on the hourly, right? And we're gonna do what? Potentially see these highs again, right? That's the only reason why I would think we'll ever see these highs up here again. But as of right now, we're not taking no little setups here to even see these highs up here. If we go on the 1 hour here, we see prices already being held down by this hourly fair value gap. So unless we even like have this hourly inverse, then we'll even have these highs like taken, right? And then we could honestly kind of look. Honestly, bro, let's just actually see if what I just said was right. The fuck did I just say? I'm fucking goated at this shit, nigga. Stop playing, bro. Like literally, that's how you fucking read the market, and that's how you're gonna ever see these highs again. Like, once you understand how to fucking read this shit, it's just like a fucking, I don't even fucking know. But that's basically like the whole fucking lecture, whatever this fucking video call was. I am gonna post this on, I don't fucking know, on educations tab, or post this on YouTube. I'm gonna try trimming the clips, right? But again, what did I say here? And how are we going to use what I just said, and how are you going to use this and implement this into your strategy, right? We took some calls up here to what? The OTE, or the golden zone, equilibrium, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's called many different ways. It's like a fucking dog, right? It's still a dog at the end of the day, right? We took this play to the upside, right? Why did we not take it to these highs up here? Because this was not the setup. This tiny little setup was not going to be the reason up here. it would have been the reason to have like some sort of like move like this up here. But nigga, not all the way up here. Tampoco like, not that sacares, my nigga. Like fuck, like you're not gonna see that shit like that. You're gonna have to patiently wait, bro. Patiently wait. Wait for a higher time frame shit to basically line up, right? We took this higher time frame low, right? Saw that we respected this hourly inverse. What do we start seeing here? Let's get, oh shit, fuck me. Start getting a change in the state here. Start getting fair value gaps now being inserted. Bullish momentum. Oh shit, we didn't even touch these highs. I ain't gonna lie, we might. Nah, because we already invert. We actually might just insert. We might pull back down to insert the new high. To potentially push up higher to insert the new high. But as of right now, this setup is looking pretty decent to the upside. Oh shit, nigga. We do have this bearish fair value up here. So we could be cooked. But I ain't gonna lie, we have more bullish confluences stacked up than bearish ones. So I'll honestly be in longs. Alright, fuck me. Nice. Yeah, it pulled down way deeper than I actually thought. I wasn't expecting. Yeah, I'm retarded. I kind of this is what I mean by ego kills. Like the second you have ego within the markets, you're gonna start moving quick, right? Take what I just did right now as an example of how, or a reason, or the reason why you're gonna take a loss, right? I just took like hella dubs, and what did I just do now? I was like, alright, this is what we're gonna do. I basically egoed myself, right? Kind of went too quick, but didn't actually analyze the market, right? Where did we draw down towards? I forgot that we have, when we overextend here, we did overextend here. So we're gonna want to wait for a sell-off to the downside to go higher. So me basically having the ego there, forgot that we had to draw back down to go back higher. And that's basically what kind of kills a trader, right? Letting their ego kill them. And yeah, I'd actually look for the setup. The setup for this day, I look for it. I ain't gonna lie, because we didn't have no liquidity sweep. We didn't have anything. All right, but let's just kind of get rid of all those confluences right now, and let's kind of like go back to why that setup happened. All right, but we do have this rectangle right here, fair value gap that's keeping us underneath. See price come to it, reject it, come to it, reject it. Knowing this is just fair value gap that is gonna just probably potentially reject. This is the high right here that we're staying underneath. Are we gonna wait for this fair value gap to inverse? We could. I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have just waited for the shorts. But how would I know that if this fair value gap is going to get inversed? And the only way to actually understand if this fair value gap is going to get inversed is by taking these highs and seeing in the smaller time frames bullish fair value gaps being respected, right? That's how I know that this fair value gap is most likely going to get inversed, because the smaller time frames are being respected. Which, what did it do? It respected, right? Was there any shorts to the downside? No. There was no shorts or nothing telling us that we're going to go lower. So, again, I had my bias like, alright, now I'm going to go short because, again, we're underneath a bearish fair value gap. Was there a setup for me to go lower? No. Possibly this right. Wait. No, not even this right here, because there was no real change in the state. But yeah, that's how we're gonna know that this fair value gap is gonna get inverse, is if again we have these bullish fair value gaps basically being respected, right? But now that we understand that we inverse this fair value gap, what can we do? Again, let's analyze everything now, reanalyze, rethink, right? Change our bias. We're like, okay, we saw that the hourly got inversed. What can we do now? Now let's just analyze shit now, right? We can see as of right now, price did extend a little bit. If we mark our fibs from down here to up here, we kind of see our discount areas right here, but there's no fair value gap basically supporting that. So we might see a little bit more upside. Or actually, hold on, let me go on the higher time frame. See if this fib lines up with anything. Which it really doesn't, but we do have this 15-minute fair value up here, which that would be a point of interest. Right there, we're seeing that we might tap into it. Is there anything on the 10? Alright, there we go. We have a 10-minute fair value up here. $10-minute fair value up in there, right? We can see if we mark this from here, it lines up with our OTE, right? So now that we know that, right, we're gonna want to basically wait for price to basically tap into here and see if we could look for longs. And we got tapped into here pretty quickly, I ain't gonna lie, and then just goes long. But yeah, now we actually found the reason why things did what it did. Like, now I was able to kind of like analyze, I've made this mistake before. I kind of already fixed it, and basically me explaining how to basically fix it, right? I basically explained how to fix a mistake because I've done this mistake before, and I'm just kind of like showing it to y'all, right? But understanding that, it's just gonna like, well, yeah, you're gonna start seeing market like way better now, right? Understanding your mistakes, right? Analyzing more and not just what I just fucking did. That's an example of how not to trade, or not. What I just did there that got me stopped out is an example of how not to trade, how not to let ego basically fuck you over, right? Because I did let ego kind of fuck me over there, and no, it wasn't because of skill. Again, the first trades was skill because that was when I was in full lock-in mode. But once you have ego in this game, or like in this trading shit, that's when your lock-in mode kind of like just is it's just thrown out the window, right? And you just kind of like, yeah. Here we see that price did exactly what we wanted, right? We saw that we retraced into that 10-minute. We could honestly see if we could have like any 1-minute confluences. Yeah, we tapped into this here, and then we just quickly went up. Taking what? These highs up here. And why are we reaching these highs? Because again, we inverse this higher time frame fair value gap. We inverse this higher time frame fair value gap, and once we inverse the higher time frame fair value gap, then that's where we're gonna see the bigger move to the upside. All we gotta do is just wait for the retest back inside. Which again, the retest was just us pulling back because this 5-minute, 10-minute, or whatever was just overextended. And then your trade would have looked something like, well, yeah, like this. Like that. But yeah, as of right now, I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to ask any, like, if you guys have any questions. I've honestly recorded for too much. I'm gonna upload this shit. Hopefully y'all would kind of like take this into consideration and kind of like, yeah, use smaller time frames a lot. Like, what you mean? I start on the higher time frame, so the 1 hour, 4 hour, and then go into the day trading time frames, so like the 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute, like to determine the correct fair value gap to use. To determine the correct fair value gap to use, I just use the fib retracement tool and whatever lines up with the OTE. So let's say for example, and again, it's the 10-minute fair value gaps are gonna be on the 10-minute. The 1 hour fair value gaps are gonna be the 1 hour. The 5-minute fair value gaps are gonna be on the 5-minute. All right, here we see. When price came up, right, what do we see? We see fair value gaps here, here, here. But which one are we going to use? We use the fib tool, so mark down the here to that high up here. Which one is inside our little box here, which is the 0.5 and the 0.618? The only one that's inside our boxes is this one, right? So then we could just erase this, this, this. Here we chosen our correct fair value gap to retrace on the 10-minute. And same thing if it was like the 1 hour, right? Like let's say for example the 1 hour. Yeah. Did we have some sort of? God damn. Yeah, this didn't really retrace into OT. For this move, no, but for this move, yeah. We could tell that this is the fair value gap that's going to support this move here. On the 1 hour, of course. And same thing on the 5-minute. Yeah, dumbass nigga. I'm just playing. Like right here we have like hella 5-minute fair value gaps here. Here, 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 here. But which one are we gonna retrace to? The one on the fib. And that's how you decide your fair value gap. So again, if you're deciding your 5-minute fair value gaps, you're gonna decide it on the 5-minute. Alright. But I might just kind of end it here. I've been on here for like 2 hours. I ain't gonna lie, this was a fat ass session. But yeah. Damn, yeah, you kind of did. I'll post the video though. You have him every Sunday? Yeah, bro. You have any homework for us to do? I guess just study, bro.